Hey guys, welcome back to the Male Crusader Guide Part 2 of the series. Today's topic will cover the absolute best min-maxing paths, as well as the alternative budget versions. This is basically where you go from beginner to advanced, as the stuff I'm about to talk about are for those who want to be an endgame buffer, or simply have a lot of gold to spend. But before we get into it, I designed a little infographic card here, which basically summarizes the most important things to focus on. I might add some stuff later, as this is its first prototype, but hopefully this can help players kind of organize all the good stuff. So here's the Male Priest Crusader one. He is a buffer out of the three, which are DPS, Synergy, or Buffer. The stats to focus on are either Vitality or Spirit, and he uses the weapon the Cross. So here I have a difficulty bar. He's a pretty easy character to play. All you gotta do is just buff and be sure to heal up your party. Damage here, I didn't put any bars in because he doesn't do any damage. Support here, I put him at the max. Basically in every endgame dungeon, you probably need a Crusader in your party. Buff swaps, you need Divine Invocation and Apocalypse, maybe for like the aura or the top avatar. And battle plats, you want Grace of Protection, which gives the most stat boost. On the right side here, I have the skill tree build. This is my personal skill tree build, but with Crusader, it's pretty bare bones. You have a lot of SP and TP to allocate, but in my part 1 guide, I covered the basic and most important skills to max. I'll probably be making an infographic card each time I make a class guide, so I hope to have a nice array in the future. Leave a comment down below if you guys like this idea. I'm also open to any criticism. Alright, enough of that, let's get into the good stuff. So Enchants. For the purpose of Enchants, nobody really runs Luke or Anton dailies anymore, so I'll leave those Enchants out. So for the belt, the shoulder, and the shoes, the best card is the Trias Librum, which gives the plus 75 Vit, or the Volcano Spider, which gives plus 75 Spirit. These are super cheap already, and they're like the best cards right now, so there's really no other alternative or budget versions for it. But for the belt, you want to use the Legendary Skill Bead that gives +1 to a certain skill range, which covers your Divine Invocation, and you probably want that bead for your Divine Invocation setup. For the APOC, you want the Vitality or the plus 75 Vitality or Spirit. For the ring, the bracelet, and the necklace, you want the Apostle Obsessorian, the max card, which gives plus 70 stats. The budget version is the Escort Captain Kirsten, who only gives plus 21 stats. But in the past, DFO has been really generous with the free Satyr enchants. The one I'm using right now is plus 38, and that was for free during events. Flower Queen Blossom gives plus 60 stats to your Magic Stone, and the budget version would be the Hiram Cloth, which gives plus 16. Or if you're still farming Pandemonium Meeting, those beads give plus 30 stats. Now for the earrings, Sarposa card, plus 150 stats, but come on, I don't even have that because it's super expensive. The budget version I would recommend is the Curse of Deception, which gives plus 100 stats at max. Those are still kind of pricey, but they're way more value than the Sarposa card. For the sub-equipments, you have the Beast Rim, which gives plus 80 at max, and the budget version is the Tide Dominic, which gives plus 55. So for pets, you want the +1 DI pet. You want to put that in your DI setup. This can include like Petite Saint or other pets that give the skill range around there. And you want Marbus for your APOC setup, because Marbus gives you and your party a fat 20% increase in damage. But if the dungeon is super easy and fast, for example like 2+2, and you don't have enough time to charge your Marbus, you can always wear a pet with high base stats to juice up your APOC. So for Platinum Emblems, This is where things get pretty pricey. Currently, the DI Plat costs about 60 mil, and you will probably need 3 of them for maximum buffs. One on your top, one on your bottom, and one on your aura slot. And there's really no other alternative to the DI Plats. And after maxing your DI Plats, you probably need Battle Plats for your APOC setup. And since there's no such thing as Apocalypse Plats, the best one to get is Grace of Protection, which gives you an additional, I think, plus 12 Vitality or your Spirit. Or the budget version is the Sign of Protection, which offers 5 stats per level. Also for your APOC setup, the best aura is the one that gives plus 1 to your 85 and 50 skill. And your setup should look similar to this for min-maxing. If you're looking for other avatar options or title options, I covered that in my part 1 video, so take a look. So for gearing, the epic weapons are super similar, except that the Sacred Glory here gives plus 3 to your APOC, while Resplendent Glory gives only plus 2 APOC, but provides a more quality of life like speed and super armor through the equipment option. All the other gear is super dependent on what you get plus your mythic, so I won't cover the possible combinations. However, I will link a Reddit post that offers a calculator download, and this calculator can calculate your buffs and your possible setups with what epics you have so far, and there's also a step-by-step guide on how to use a calculator in this post. I will say that the upgraded super tabers or the prey gear are actually very good. You can essentially guarantee a very strong setup just by collecting black crystals. You can basically fill out your missing epic pieces with it, and it saves you a ton of headache and money. For example, my Satyr has the 3-piece nature for APOC, 2-piece for DI, and you see here my specials are still level 95 tabers, but I'm saving up black crystals to eventually turn them into the synchro version. My final buff value will be around like 38k without amps, and this is pretty accurate for me because the calculator takes into account full min-maxing, which I do have. Some people might be missing Plat Emblems or titles, so you may have to check your buffs in-game for more accuracy. Satyr has some interesting techs you can wear. The main one is 3-piece Vestiges. 2-piece doesn't work on bosses, but 3-piece does. From the set effect, you can shred HP by 2.5% of their max HP every 20 hits. And then it says the times 5 here, so that means the second time it will shred will be 100 hits, and then the third time it will shred will be 500 hits, and so on. Satyr can do decent shred for super tank bosses, like the upcoming Sirocco raid, for example. Don't disassemble these pieces on Satyr because they are very good. Next is Mana Vortex with the level 100 condensed Mana Vortex sub. It makes it so these MV pieces work in level 100 cap dungeons. That means these minus 12% here and the minus 10% CD here, it will work. It's pretty good for the CD value, for example, stacking divine flashes, buffing faster, etc. And lastly, my favorite tech is the Savior weapon way back in Anton Raid. Using this equipment option allows you to gain 100% cast speed, so your rotation is super fast. The 15% CD here doesn't work in level 100 cap dungeons, unfortunately, but it is such a nice quality of life weapon. Okay, I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about for the part 2 guide of Male Crusader. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. Also, if you want me to cover your class next, leave a comment below. But anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time.